sitting on a parking garage waiting to pick my mother up from a surgery she had yesterday. In South Mississippi. And all the cognitions or implications or accusations that people think of in Mississippi that have never actually lived here or spent any time here or in the South in general. Biden wants to flame the fire of racism and Deep South, Jim Crow, it's still alive. Kamala Harris, same thing. Voting rights, all that shit. I've traveled across the country, traveled across the world. Met a lot of different people from all types of backgrounds. In boot camp, I had a guy that literally thought, I think he came from Utah. I think that was him. But literally thought that, was shocked to think that we had electricity down here. Because he didn't know. Ignorant. It's bad whenever I sit down to watch Amazon Prime's Reacher. Me and my mom are watching it. Of course, it's set in South Georgia, alright? Kind of getting off my main topic here, but everybody realizes that the amount of people of color or different cultures, whatever, dominate every big corporation ad, this and that. Showtime's putting out racist propaganda that's just fueling ignorant people's misconceptions on issues they have only word of mouth. Ignorant education from. You may not like Muslims. Never met a bad Muslim. Never met a mean Muslim. In 2 different appointments. It's in a group. A lot of guys that have come back from Afghanistan, Iraq. And he had become jaded to a whole segment of a population because of his experience during war against those people. I had to. He was actually my roommate during this part in time in my life where the military it was trying to help people cope with things. His experience completely probably different than mine. But during a group, he spoke his mind. He hated every single one of them. He wished they'd all die. Hell, I think I've said, my fair share of racist. I don't even really consider it racist. I just you go halfway around the world away from your family and inevitably a large percentage of those people come back to not what they left. I'll say that. In this group, I just saw on my last appointment we weren't helping anybody over there. We were there for money, politics, and people were throwing their lives away, leaving their wives, their children, wives, husbands cheating on you, people getting pregnant, had my LPO have his sister murdered by his brother-in-law on deployment. Life keeps going on over here for people, and things happen. And being stuck in a box over there and not being able to address things, it's almost like prison. Except you might have a little bit more access. But there's not much you can do over email. If you can send an email, not much you want to hear over a phone call. So you don't make those phone calls. Back to my point, because I gotta go. She's calling, and I gotta go pick up my mom. War can make you hate an entire one experience in your life, and how it affects you can make you want to just hate everybody. That's, yeah, you look for someone to blame for things, for your hurt and pain. And it's easy to generalize and say, they did this to me. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have had this, or had to go through this. I'm on my way. Give me 1 second. Period. I want to finish this thought, but basically I had an argument where I wouldn't let this guy generalize a population of people, a whole culture of people, on the basis of what he experienced in his time overseas. I didn't walk through that man's shoes, but basically came to a big argument. When we got back to our room, tempers had gone down, and I explained my situation to him, and he explained his to me, and that was that. It's just, that's what was built up in him. That's what he saw. That's what he lost. And that's what he was attributing to his pain. Or whatever bad in his life that happened. Or the bad things he saw happen. There are bad people. And good people have to go and confront bad people. I tried putting this in a text or a tweet, but I couldn't get the whole story out on how how $7 changed my day this morning. It's not a lot of money. And this video could go on forever. Back to Reacher. My mom and I had the same conversation probably most white people have in the last couple of years. Every commercial, there's a black man, white man with a black woman, white woman that's got an Asian kid and a Muslim brother and sister. You know, it's just every video, Showtime. Everything's going to be all white. And everything that's going on with your life that is hell, that's bad, you start wanting to go, you know, fuck. You know, enough's enough. I didn't care. You know, if your day wakes up looking for things to try to blame other people on the inadequacies that you feel in your life, and you want to generalize it to a race of people, go ahead. You can do that. You're free to do that. Or you're supposed to be free to do that in this country. You have every right to believe whatever you want to. But everybody else has the right to ratio that shit to hell and back. So it gives you a good feeling inside. Restores your faith in humanity. Just a little bit. My mom and I are watching Reacher, and to anybody who's never been in the South, we all don't talk like this, and oh, good day there. Good. That was more Australian. I don't do voices very well, but you have a nice day there, you know. And we don't call meetings where all white people of the small southern town have a community meeting at the courthouse to talk about the murders that have never happened here before, and they're just happening now, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. If there are a group of people that can survive in the face of anything, come down south. Doesn't matter your color, whatever religious belief you may have. By God, somebody will help you. Or you'll be able to see that people can help themselves. And I'm leaving my mom sitting there waiting for me right now to pick her up. So I'll summarize this up real good. In a way, Reacher's a little bit of propaganda. I actually watched it on the recommendation of Friday Night Tights. They, I think I heard one of the people on there. If you've never seen it, it's on YouTube, run by Neurotics and Geeks and Gamers, and has just a whole group of people, 4-hour-long conversations. But anyway, decided to watch Reacher based on their recommendation. They said it was a pretty good show. Wasn't a bunch of shit being shoved in your face, but this was more. Anyway, we watched, and me and my mom both were asking where are all the black people. We were getting pissed off because there weren't enough black people in the show. Because if you come down south, the railroad doesn't separate black and white people. And that show doesn't represent the South. I'm sure you can find some town in the sticks and the Appalachian Mountains that, you know, there's always a exception to the rule. But on my way here to pick up my mom, while my 100-year-old grandmother with dementia is sitting in bed, hopefully still asleep, because my neighbor had to take her partner to, or her girlfriend. I don't think they've gotten that far in their relationship. But she was busy. Nobody else to go. So I have to leave my grandmother. Another reason why I need to make this a little bit quicker, but I want to make sure I get this right. Times change, you know, how are you getting picked up? When do I need to come pick you up? Okay, I'm on my way to pick you up. Oh, well, now they've got to do this. Well, they just started an IV. It's going to be an hour, so forth. Well, fine. I'm going to go and get something to eat. Do you want anything? It's just a convenience and something to kill time. I'm pissed. I was pissed last night. Pissed yesterday. Pissed at, just filled with a lot of anger. Make my order, drive around, be $7 and some change. Not a lot of money. Open my wallet, bank card's not there. Where's my fucking bank card? Text my mom. Do you have my bank card? Yes. Do y'all take Apple Pay? No. All right, let me try to figure this out. Texting my mom. Transfer money into this other bank account from your bank account, because if I transfer money from my account to that other account, it's not going to get there until next day because it's not the same bank. I just don't want to waste the food. That was the main thing. Just didn't want the food to sit there or be thrown away. So I pull in, ask for the manager, or I asked the girl who was at the drive-thru, who's your manager? So I can ask to, can I leave my driver's license here, something here, so, I can go ahead and get the food so I can eat it here, which I haven't done. But just so the food doesn't get wasted. The man beside me said, how much is your food? Bought my food for me. So what's your name? What, tell me, I'll bring you the money. I don't care. Whenever the first chance I can, I'll drive to your house. I'll meet you somewhere. Give me a number or something. I'll pay you that $7 back. $7 and change. Don't worry about it. No, I have a hard time asking for help. I had a hard time even walking in there and just saying, hey, can you work with me a little bit on this? Just not to waste the food and, so forth. Black man that I didn't know from anywhere. He's never seen me before. I've never seen him. Paid for my food. $7 and some change. Took away what a lot of anger that's been inside of me that has nothing to do with race, him, anything like that. A restoration of a hope in humanity. And the picture that the politicians are painting to line their wallets with more money or doing favors, and people are dying, ignoring people getting hurt, basic human rights in Canada from just trying to pit people against each other. But I couldn't fit that in a tweet. And it's not a conversation that can be held where people can understand another's point of view in 250 characters. We all have to sit down and talk. And sometimes that's talking for a long time. And it can't be behind closed doors, because everybody can put in their opinions. And I think that's the only way Canada that you can overcome some things. You got a weak dictator up there who decided to make himself king, and nobody wants to give up their so-called freedoms, which this should really, bring it home that you actually don't have freedom. It's what Justin Trudeau allows you to have. In America, it's what the United States government allows you to have. Even though the Constitution's there, it's been amended, sanded down, looked over, broken so many different times that the politicians don't think twice about it. And they know they'll never be held accountable for it. But people have died for those words on that piece of paper. I made an oath to defend those values and said I would give my life for that. I've been twittering my thumbs away. Hadn't touched it in 2 years. Just trying to show support for just freedom for people to protest in Canada. To basically just say, hey, we can make our own decisions. We don't need you to make them for us. We, in general, can decide what we do with our own bodies. We have the right to make our own choices that affect our families. And they were trampled on by horses. Thrown down, arrested, bank accounts seized. News broadcast put out, we're gonna hunt you down like the fugitive Tommy Lee Jones. Every truck, barnyard, cow patty, I want it all flipped over. I want to find all these bad people. Go watch Viva la Fray or Viva Fray videos. Tell me where all these bad people are, because I didn't see one. And I watched a lot of it. I've seen a lot of video. I'm gonna end this, but today's $7 and some change. I took some pain out of my chest and a lot of frustration. And I think it speaks volumes to what actually is going on in the real world versus what the media, the mainstream media, and what the politicians want to paint. They don't want you to be just you. They want you to be on their side or their side. If you don't have a side, you need to pick a side. Because I'm important and I'm making these decisions and so forth, and you need to pick my side. You need to root for my team. No, you need to represent the people and who we actually are, who actually put you up there to make decisions on behalf of a large group of people. people put their hope and prayers in one person, Donald Trump, because let's vote for the person that's going to change DC. One man can't do that. I think the country needs to get out of the idea that just one rich entrepreneur is going to be able to actually clean out DC. The people of America need to come together. I think that we all agree that we may have differences, but on the basic things such as family, freedoms, those things in the Constitution, Bill of Rights, basic human rights, we all agree upon. And we can put all our petty bullshit behind us for a little while. And you're not making an insurrection. You just need to clear out the trash that has accumulated in DC and replace it with good people like that man that bought my breakfast. Let him make those decisions. He represents this community better than whoever's sitting in Washington right now. I don't know who it is because my actual address is in Florida, but I grew up in Mississippi. This is where I was raised, and I had misconceptions growing up, and I'm not perfect, but nobody is. But to that man, I gave him my phone number and name. I'll do anything you need. If you ever find yourself where there's not a person that you have to call or someone's not picking up the phone. I know he'd probably never think twice about it, but I had to put this on something. I had to get it out of my head. See, there was a whole bunch of other stuff all to lead up to how $7 and some change made my day, and my blood pressure and my chest pain go away. One act of kindness to a stranger. Thank you to that man. And hopefully, maybe some other people can hear this and come together. But let me go pick up my mom before she strangles me for leaving her sitting down there in a wheelchair. She wants to go to sleep and just relax, which kind of happens after they cut you through your neck to operate on cut you through your throat to operate on your neck. So, thank you again. Man, we need to come together and ignore the people trying to stoke the flames of a fire that isn't there. That straw man. All right, gotta go.